Happy Pride, Brighton.
Happy Pride.
If you'd like to have a seat, please do. If you want to stand in the shade, I don't blame you. I'm Brighton Supervisor Bill Maley, and as we have done for many years here in Brighton, I'm very happy to continue our celebration of Pride as an official celebration of the town of Brighton. Many of you joined us this past Sunday for Pride at the Brighton Farmers Market. We had a wonderful time there, and I know many of you will be joining me and the town of Brighton at the parade, and some may be joining at the picnic this weekend. So however you celebrate Pride, it's a wonderful day and month and 2 months of celebration. Thanks to everybody that made this possible. In particular, I want to thank and acknowledge Quinn, our ASL interpreter today. I would ask that you please rise if you're able to do so, if you're not already standing, and join me in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you would like to sit, you may do so. In keeping with the spirit of Pride, let me get my sticker. In keeping with the spirit of Pride and in recognition of the importance of acknowledging our original residents, I first want to acknowledge that the town of Brighton is situated on the ancestral and traditional lands of the Onondaga tribe of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, whom we recognize and respect as the traditional custodians of this land throughout the generations. We pay our respect to Onondaga elders, both past and present. The history, culture, and traditions of the Onondaga people are truly worthy of our understanding and study, and we praise and honor those who keep those traditions alive. We recognize that the study and understanding of Onondaga history, culture, and traditions is of ongoing importance if we are to truly understand the history, the culture, and the traditions of our nation and this community. We support efforts to ensure that we and future generations continue to respect, recognize, and honor the Onondaga in a way that is honest and truthful, so that in the words of Sacagawea, the great Haudenosaunee chief and orator, also known as Red Jacket, we may always work together to brighten the chain of friendship. We do have a number of elected officials here today. I want to acknowledge each of them. From the county legislature, Sue Hughes Smith is with us. Sue represents a good part of Brighton. From our town board, Christine Corrado, Robin Wilt, and Nate Salzman are here. Councilmember Chris Werner is out of town today, but he sends his regrets. I'm also pleased from the county, Nick Stefanovich is with us. Nick is Director of Veterans Affairs for the county, and we appreciate you being here today. Nick, as you are at so many of our events. Chief Diversity Officer, whom you will hear more from later, Miriam Moore. And a number of our town employees. Also, my predecessor, my good friend, former Brighton Town Supervisor Sandy Frankel is with us today. Trillium Health has been Rochester's leader in providing healthcare support, particularly, but not exclusively, to the LGBTQ plus community in the Rochester area. Joseph, I don't know how many years it's been that Trillium has been serving that role. I was going to say over 30 years, so nearly 40 years, Trillium has been serving the community, serving and if you look at their logo, the three leaves of their logo represent the fact that Trillium serves the physical, emotional, and social health of its patients for nearly 40 years. I think that's important. And I do want to ask Joseph Searle to please join me up here. Thank you. Joseph is the Vice President and Chief Community Engagement Officer at Trillium. And in those roles, Joseph has been really at the core of the work of Trillium. I'll be reading some more about Joseph in a moment, and we could only squeeze part of his resume into this proclamation. But even there, Joseph's resume doesn't begin to express the many ways that he has put his heart and soul into the work of Trillium and into serving the needs of this community. Joseph is a rock star, and it is a great pleasure and honor to be able to recognize him today, to celebrate Pride and to celebrate the work that Trillium and Joseph do for our community. So it is with pleasure that I'm going to read this proclamation, Joseph. This proclamation recognizes Pride 2024. Whereas representing people from across all cultures, incomes, geographies, and religions, the LGBTQ plus movement has helped people embrace who they are and to love who they want, while pursuing legal protections and expanding civil rights for all. And whereas remarkable progress has been made since Stonewall, the LGBT community has been under attack in recent times, as some school boards, states, and others work to silence the community, rescind basic human rights, and even erase the entire LGBTQ plus experience from history. Whereas fortunately, in this community and in others, our LGBTQ plus community and allies are strong and remain vigilant, guarding the hard-won rights and vital social changes that benefit us all. And whereas Trillium Health has played an important role in the acceptance, support, and healthcare provision to members of the LGBTQ plus community, providing clinical services in a welcoming and knowledgeable environment. Or whereas today we honor Joseph Searle, Vice President and Chief Community Engagement Officer at Trillium Health, who has spent his professional career forging change by promoting equity and creating action-based strategies that help transform organizations at the systems and at the interpersonal level. Whereas Joseph Searle is committed to solving healthcare disparities, particularly in the LGBTQ plus community, and he has been recognized for his work in equity and inclusion by the Rochester Business Journal's Power List, LGBTQ plus leaders, business leaders list, the Monroe Community College Foundation Alumni Hall of Fame, and Diversity Magazine's Diversity Leader Award, just to name a few of the accolades Joseph has received. And today, bringing one more to that list as honoree of the town of Brighton's Pride celebration. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, on behalf of all of the members of the Brighton Town Council, do hereby thank Joseph Searle for your commitment to improving life in the LGBTQ plus community and beyond, and urge all Brighton residents to join us in recognizing the importance of Pride and to continue to commit to working for equal rights for all. This proclamation is signed this 12th day of July 2024 by myself and by all of my colleagues on the Brighton Town Board. Joseph, it gives me great pleasure to present this to you. Thank you for all that you have done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll do a quick little photo op here. And I'll give you the podium.
Okay, thank
And
you
the
so much.
proclamation.
Thank you. I hope I don't drop anything. I probably will. Can you hold out for me for just a moment? Well, hello, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
I'm glad that we have some sunshine today and not those gloomy, rainy things that were hovering over us for the last couple of days. So thank you so much for this recognition. I was talking to Mary Beth Walker, our communications person, on the way kind of here and prepping to be here, and that recognition like this for me is uncomfortable, but it's a nice uncomfortable. So thank you so much. I'm excited to celebrate with you and to kick off Pride Weekend in Rochester and all the festivities. This is an incredible honor for my organization, Trillium Health, and for me. Bill, Miriam, Town of Brighton Idea Board, Robin, thank you so much for recognizing my work and Trillium's work in such a public and remarkable way. It was totally unexpected when I got Miriam's call a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of those days, I think it was kind of rainy outside, and she was the extra sort of, she was the ray of sunlight that day driving into work. So thank you so much. I'm passionate about empowering others, and I'm a servant leader. I enjoy uplifting others and helping them succeed. This is the core of who I am and how I approach this work. It's never been about me, and it will never be about me. It's about us as a community. My career has largely been focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and health equity. And I've had the privilege of being employed by organizations like Trillium Health that share similar missions, and that is such a blessing to be employed at an organization where that kind of fit exists. At Trillium Health, our mission is really straightforward. Bill mentioned it earlier, but it's to provide high-quality health care to everyone who walks through our doors, regardless of their ability to pay, which is rooted in the LGBTQ plus community for nearly 40 years, but we serve anybody that walks in our doors. It's also a blessing to have many community partners who are like-minded and who share in this work to improve lives and conditions of people who are vulnerable in our community. And so when I say it's uncomfortable to receive recognition like this, it's because there's many people that we collaborate with, that I collaborate with, that are moving the needle and impacting issues that are important to us and that are important to the community. And Town of Brighton is one of those partners, and Miriam and Robin, and many of you too, right? So it's not just about me, it's about us. So without that teamwork and those partnerships, I wouldn't be standing here today. I want to thank my family, who's extremely supportive. When I first told my mother, Miriam knows my mom. When I first told my mother, she basically texted me every day, did you get details on the event yet? What time is it? Where's it going? That kind of, she couldn't be here today, so I just wanted to share that little tidbit. So thank you to my family. And I want to thank my team at Trillium Health and our CEO, Jason Barnaket-Kearns, who is just a dream to work with in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion. He is truly a champion of this work and supporting our LGBTQ plus and other underrepresented communities. So thank you, Jason, and thank God for all these blessings, and thank you.
Okay. I think I neglected one person that I do want to make sure I introduce. Brighton Town Justice, Vic Bilku, is with us today. Thank you, Judge. Just as an aside, I mean, Judge Vilku is really spearheading an exciting new initiative through the court, a landlord-tenant project that kicked off yesterday. And again, noting that as we celebrate Pride, we recognize the inclusive nature of this. Some really exciting things in terms of working in collaboration with other organizations to make sure that tenants in this community, when they come into town court, have representation there and can fully participate in the process. So Judge, thank you for that program that kicked off yesterday. Next, I want to introduce Chief Diversity Officer Miriam Moore. When the town of Brighton became the first, and I believe still the only town in Monroe County, and maybe in upstate New York, I don't know, to have a diversity, equity, and inclusion plan, our IDEA plan, we knew that we would need to find a visionary leader to lead us as we implement our plan. We found that leader. We found that leader in Miriam Moore, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the podium.
Thank you, Supervisor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In our efforts to celebrate Pride, it is an easy thing to forget that the quest for equity springs from a relentless pursuit to negate the denial of basic human rights. We must be reminded that it was not so long ago that the Daughters of Bilitis of San Francisco became the first lesbian rights organization in the United States. Kathy Kay becomes the first openly gay American elected to public office after a successful campaign for Michigan City Council. Approximately 75,000 individuals participate in the National March on Washington for gay and lesbian rights. The walk included allies in the pursuit of equal civil rights. In 2002, California's 4 out legislators officially formed the country's first LGBTQ+ state legislative caucus. In 2011, Daniel O'Donnell and Senator Tom Duane introduced the Marriage Equality Act. In 2016, queer candidate Park Cannon is elected to Georgia's House of Representatives. And in 2022, Kareem Jean-Pierre becomes the first Black LGBTQ+ White House press secretary. My friends, the town of Brighton stands in solidarity with you. We are deeply committed to the quest for equity that challenges the systemic barriers that have been a part of society's form for far too long. Let's go forth with this charge. It is indeed a charge to keep. Happy Pride and happy Rock Pride.
For the unfurling, there's 2 people here who can actually reach the ropes that we have to reach. And what a happy coincidence that it's Joseph Searles and myself. So Joseph, I'm going to ask you to join me here.
Okay.
We have ropes. We've learned that you have to give it a pretty good tug. So 1, come on, join me. 1, 2, 3, Pride! I do want to invite everybody, town employees, town volunteers, families, and friends, and because you're here with us today, you're all friends. But we want to invite you to join us in marching in the Pride Parade, representing the town of Brighton, the only town that marches as a town in the Pride Parade. And I'm forgetting all of the details. Miriam, I know it's next Saturday at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, new location on the Science Parkway near South Avenue. And we welcome all of you to join us. We have shirts. We would love to be able to provide you with shirts, right? And so reach out. Shanna, who has organized us for several years in doing this, with a little help from Kennedy. Shanna's son, Kennedy, who is a big parade supporter. So talk to Shanna, and also talk to Shanna about that roll of tickets she has in her hand, because our last order of business today, we have the great truck from Cream Credible. And if you haven't had Cream Credible's ice cream at the Brighton Farmers Market, and if you haven't worked up a sweat yet today, I don't know what's wrong with you, but we have ice cream. Please get one of Shanna's tickets. Get some ice cream over there. Thank you so much for supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion, supporting pride in this community. We will keep fighting the good fight. We will keep walking the good walk with all of your help. We will not roll back. We will continue to go forward. Thank you, everybody.
Today's commitment to the commemoration of Pride and acknowledging Pride is a win for the town of Brighton and its residents, and the efforts that the town supervisor, the idea board, the town council, and I are putting forward. Joseph Searles of Trillium Health has been a longtime pillar in the greater Rochester area. He's been an amazing partner in this work for a very long time. And, you know, I am especially glad that Joseph was the recipient of this year's Pride recognition, because Joseph is the sort of leader that pushes young leadership to the front and really serves behind the scenes, and he is more than worthy of being recognized this year. Pride is important because, and the celebration of Pride is important because it allows us to reflect on the plight of the LGBTQ plus community and its allies. And it really does tie into the town of Brighton's commitment to true equity, true inclusion, never othering individuals, but being inclusive in all of our efforts.
So I'm Shanna, I'm with the town of Brighton in the HR personnel department, and this has been our second year registering for the Rock Pride Parade. I think it's amazing that we're the first town that has participated in this capacity. My job is sending out the email reminders so that all employees get interactive. So they're interacting with our emails, they're saying that they want to join. We are offering t-shirts to employees who register with their family, friends, and supporters so that we look unified. So it's important when we show up and we have a presence that they know the town of Brighton have gathered together, that we're moving forward and we're progressing and we're showing support as a unified unit. And I think that is the biggest thing that anyone can receive from us as we continue to participate. We knew coming into the second year that we did not want to drop the ball. So we are excited about it. We have about another week or so. Planning is going great and we're ready to make our presence known again for the second year in a row. We're sure that other towns are going to start to be like, okay, maybe we can get involved as well, but it's important for people to know that our idea board here in Brighton is doing amazing things and that we're going to keep progressing. So it starts with participation in Rock Pride, it starts with the flag event here in the town hall, and who knows what we'll be doing in the next upcoming year.
We were so excited today to continue our celebration of Pride and to honor Joseph Searles. Joseph is Vice President of Trillium Health and Director of Community Relations for them. And Trillium does so much in terms of providing for not only the physical health, the mental and social health of particularly members of the LGBTQ community. And Pride is an opportunity to celebrate the diversity of Brighton. We are proud to be a place that people come to call home, that people come to know that they can live in a community where they will be safe and honored as important members of the community. So, celebrating Pride as a town here on the front lawn of Town Hall, marching as a town with not only our employees but volunteers and friends in the Pride Parade, celebrating Pride at the farmers market. We want to make sure that Pride is something that lives in the hearts of people from Brighton, not on one day, not in 1 month, but throughout the year. Well, the banner is special because what we've done is we've taken the progressive Pride flag and incorporated the logo, that beautiful harp lamp logo of the town of Brighton as part of it. And it's really a symbol that we here in Brighton celebrate Pride very personally as a town, as a community. And I'm proud to fly it on our front facade every year.